what's crack? So back in the new build here, and gonna be using quite a lot of tools. Need to do a bit of an unboxing. I'm gonna be sort of starting to tracking out for the sockets. I think I did a video previous, or maybe a couple of videos back, on this sort of thing. And basically, I have a lot of the sockets all marked out, all planned out, where they're going, light switches, sockets, etc, etc. But yeah, so I got myself a tracer, and I got myself a vacuum. So it's supposed to be a wet dry vacuum, and there's the tracer over there. So both tightened. So the plan with getting both tightened is the vacuum should fit the grinder. And I do know a subscriber did say track it out before you put the windows and all in, because it'll just be better for the dust. And he is 1,000,000% right. But I'm hoping the vacuum will help sort of extract a bit of the dust. Now I need to spend a bit of time unbox these, set them up, get them working. Lots of fun. But yeah, basically I just want to get it set up, get some tracks started, have a bit of an idea, and get my settings all right on it and stuff. And I'll probably not get it all tracked in one day, but if we just get it started, I'll be happy enough. Still have some masonry still to do as well, but then things won't take me too long. Have some bricks set up ready to finish this one. There's been a hell of a spider action going on here. So that should finish. Need a couple of them still, and that should finish that wee room. Again, what I'm doing with them is on site. If I have a bit of energy and there's a wee bit of stuff, people seem to think that there's a lot of waste on site, but believe it or not, most times would be right down to the last barrel full. Again, sometimes if the house takes, say it takes 8.5 tubs, you sort of are wasting half a tub regardless, because you've nowhere else to put it if there's no other houses around. But as you can see, I have this one built up. There's actually a wee bit of dyes just poured on. Still need a concrete, about sort of, I don't know, 2.5 inches up, just to meet. I just want to meet the bottom of the sills, and then I'm going to make sill boards. Obviously for all the windows, you're going to have lots of fun making them. But yeah, that just shows you, I was on a job, just a wee patch job, and had a couple of buckets, not even a couple of buckets, a couple of wee scoopfuls left, and I do not waste it, bring it back, mix it up, and I'll start filling sills. So any wee small jobs I get, or like I said, if there is buckets left, we're back on site in a couple of weeks, if there's buckets left, I'll just, take the last couple of bits home, maybe strengthen it up a wee tiny bit, put a bit of SBR in, and fill off a couple of sills and stuff. Wee bit footy, that kind of thing. But back to the main project here, and that's getting some of these bad boys sockets tracked out. I'll probably not actually track them ones yet, because I need to figure out where the countertop is and the regulations for them, because they're going to be set different. But the likes of this one, I'll have that done. Couple of light switches, I'll get them done. I'm going to try and make that where I'm avoiding concrete heads, because I don't want to hit any steel, because I don't think them blades will put up too much fight against steel. I do know one of my uncles had the same machine. I've had a new, he still had it, maybe just asked for the end of it and put some new blades in. But again, it was probably the cheapest one I could get. Wasn't the cheapest Hoover, but I thought, that Hoover can do lots of work around this house, and clean out the van, the car, and then the other house as well that we're living in. So a Hoover will never really be a waste of money, I don't think. But yeah, I feel like I've loads of wee jobs to do, and I'm underestimating the time that'll take to do the wee jobs. And I'll just give you an example, such as, I'm going to have to mesh this timber, but I want to put a bit of paper over it and mesh it. The likes of these heads need that and dab. Now we have got some coats in, the cavity pump all the cavities. If you look up there, that's a cavity as well. But basically I need to fill up with insulation. But I don't know whether I need to sort of do the heads first. I'm not doing the sills first. I'm not sure what way they'll pump that. They'll maybe pump around the sills, or maybe I'll have to build them up and then they'll pump around them. I am trying to, the likes of the ones I have to build up, I'm going to try and get some of that insulation stuffed in here. And even if it's sort of like a 6-inch piece, as you see, I still have some left. So even if it's a wee 6-inch piece, in places where I can stuff it in and keep the DPC and DPM to the outside and get a wee bit, like, you know, wee strips like this jammed in, and then that means I know it's really well insulated right around the whole window, because the whole window has it up the sides. It doesn't have it at the tops, but with them tops I'm planning on putting thermal insulated board up, plaster board. But as you see, I got it in here. Normally when you backfill it, you do put insulation in there and then you fill the insulation. But just trying to think if, you know, you don't want to come in and have all them wee beads all over the house, basically. So I'm just trying to think of, now it should get caught by the plastic on the outside. But yeah, again, I'll maybe just let them worry about it too. It's their job at the end of the day. They do it day in, day out, no doubt. Again, have to backfill these ones here. It is a bit odd that some are done and some aren't. But then, you know, it's not that odd when you actually think about it as well. Because it's probably a bit easier to leave the sills out for them when those have been set. So it gives a wee bit of finger room to get them up. But yeah, I'm gonna love yous and leave yous for now. I'll just actually show you this plasterboard that I'm wanting to cut up and do for above the heads. So as you see, it's insulated and it's got the plasterboard on it, so it can just dab them up, get them nice and level, and then just that's ready. But what I want to do is set it so I can just put a skimming bead on that edge, float to that, put a skimming bead on the edge. There's not enough room to do it down the sides, or I would have did the sides too, but at least I know there's kingspan up the sides anyway. So it's well insulated that way around all the openings. It's going to be as insulated as possible. As a wise man once said, if you don't spend the money insulating it, you'll spend the money heating it. So I'm going to try and, you know, save the money at the start. Like I say, I only want to do it once. Everything I do, obviously for myself, but everything I do, I'm trying to make it last as long as possible. Even if somebody asks me, do the cheapest, quickest job, I'm still thinking, how can I do that to the best of my abilities and to the best for that customer? And I really crunch my mind and I'll think, what is the best way to go? What's the cleanest way? What's the quickest way? What's the most long-term way? The strongest way? That's just the way my mind works. I know some people, a lot of people are just, what's the quickest way to get the money? And to me, it's a kind of a bad way to think. I would prefer to save the customer money. And I don't know why, it's just what's in me, I suppose. So I'm sort of more interested in actually doing a great job than just trying to get the money out of it. But obviously, none of us can work for free. Unfortunately, it doesn't go that way. So we all have to, you know, make a living and put food on the table. But yeah, I'm going to love yous and leave yous here for the second time in this video, and I'm going to get these unboxings done. I'll probably try my best to link these unboxings to this video, but most likely I won't, because in my mind I forget about it. I'm thinking about 2 million other things and I forget about it. So let me know in the comments if I remembered or forgot to link in the unboxings to the Titan Hoover and the Titan tracker, whatever you want to call it. If I do manage to do it, I'll be very proud and impressed with myself. But if I don't, I'm sure you'll find it on the channel if you really want to see them tools. Also, after the unboxings, I'm going to get them in use with conjunction with these laser levels, because one thing I'm gonna need is to have, I want to have them nice and straight as possible. That's not, wee bits and pieces, it's not a big deal because it's getting plastered over. And the idea with sockets is, and you can ask any one of your electricians that you know, is the idea is when you're fixing something in your house, guys, never screw your drill or hammer in an axe. Everything coming to a socket needs to be in a vertical or a horizontal straight line from that socket, and you avoid that area. Please avoid that area, because at the minimum you're going to get hurt from electrocution, or the maximum you'll never watch a video again. But yeah, third time loving and leaving this, guys, so check out them other videos if you're interested.
What we do in life echoes in eternity.